In the Soup from 1992 is an indie comedy starring Steve Buscemi, who plays a aspiring screenwriter, but he is dirt poor, can barely pay his rent, so he befriends a gangster named Joe, played by Seymour Cassel. Now, I'll just come out and say it. Seymour Cassel is the reason you want to watch this film. He's had a long career and has been in many films, but I actually know him best as Max's father from Rushmore, which is a rather small role, so to see him starring in a film and being pretty much the central character, even though ostensibly Steve Buscemi's character is the main character of this movie, it's Joe who you want to watch this movie for. At first, Adolfo doesn't realize what he's getting into, although the signs are there from the get-go, and he just wants to make his movie and be successful, but he has to navigate the plots and schemes and lies and stories that Joe is telling him to get the funding that he needs to make his movie. And you're wondering, as Joe takes Adolfo in circles and adventures, if the movie is ever going to get made in the first place. This movie is just really fun and funny. There's all kinds of other familiar faces and cameos. Jim Jarmusch is in this movie, Sam Rockwell, and a bunch of other people. If you miss these kind of indie dramas from the 90s, drama comedies, and you haven't seen this one, definitely check it out. Black Moon Rising from 1986 is a sci-fi drama with action elements. It was directed by Harley, but it was actually co-written by John Carpenter. It stars Tommy Lee Jones as this kind of fixer. He's a freelance, I don't know what you would call him, but he's working for the government to steal evidence from a corporation in the beginning of the movie. So he gets this tape he steals from some kind of corporation, and as they're about to catch him, he stashes the tape into what turns out to be this experimental supercar. As the plot progresses, he crosses paths with Linda Hamilton's character, who is part of a car stealing ring, which is highly sophisticated and organized, and they end up stealing this experimental car that has his evidence stashed in it. This movie was pretty rad. I love Tommy Lee Jones and Linda Hamilton, so it was cool to see them in a movie together. I enjoyed the light sci-fi elements of this supercar being part of the movie, and also the clashing of these larger entities, like the corporate entities, the government, and this highly sophisticated and organized crime ring that is stealing all these cars, where Tommy Lee Jones' character and Linda Hamilton's character are just smaller players in this bigger scheme as your main characters. So while this is not some life-changing film that you've been missing out on, I do believe it's a little bit of a hidden gem, and I recommend it if you like 80s sci-fi action. The Mysterious Castle in the Carpathians from 1981 is a Czechoslovakian comedic fantasy. It's based on a book by Jules Verne and bears a lot of resemblance to Dracula, where we have our main character, who's a count and also an opera singer, who is trying to find what happened to his opera singer wife and tracks her down to a mysterious castle in the country. One of the things that makes this movie great is that there's a lot of steampunk-esque technology shown. There's a lot of great props that are made of brass and metal, and it's all real on-camera stuff that they made for the movie. It gives the whole thing a very whimsical feel. And the movie in general, although there are certainly some cultural references that are going to go over my head and probably yours, it's very funny. I got this one on the Deaf Crocodile Blu-ray, and I'm grateful for all the work they do, but you can watch this pretty easily. It's even available on Tubi. So if you're in for a whimsical comedy with elements of sci-fi, fantasy, and steampunk, check out The Mysterious Castle in the Carpathians. And that's going to do it for this one. I appreciate you watching to the end, and if you like these short movie reviews that I do, I have a whole playlist of them on my channel. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.